Guys, I'm really scared to talk about this because this particular woman, I I have a deep love for. But I said that when I was making if I was gonna make WWE content, I was gonna say the truth, nothing but the truth, my opinion, and 100%. I don't care who it is. You could be my favorite. I'm still going to give you the truth. If you're good, I'm gonna tell you you're good. If you're bad, I'm gonna tell you you're bad. And if you need to improve somewhere, I'm gonna tell you you need to improve somewhere. And today we'll be talking about Shotzi Blackheart. Now, Shotzi Blackheart has been getting dragged all over social media recently. I would say rightfully so. Okay, I'm going to say it, rightfully so. But I think it's something I should talk about, just not to defend her, but just to give her advice and to help her, try and put her back on a straight and narrow path towards greatness. Because she was on her way there. But her in ring wrestling ability has been setting her back. And people are noticing. It was fine before when people didn't really notice, but after the Money in the Bank match, now everyone just, Shotzi, girl, why you do this to me? Okay, let's talk about it. So, I've been interested in Shotzi since she came up to the main roster. On NXT, I didn't really care for her. The whole tank thing, I thought she was just another baby face. Whatever, whatever. It was girl. She was a great wrestler. I loved her tag team with Emma Moon, but it was whatever. When she came to the main roster and she was with Tegan Nee Knox, I didn't give a fuck about that too because Tegan was a basic ass, boring ass, unseasoned ass bitch who I did not care for. And Shotzi being with her, it was just like these generic ass baby faces. Throw them back away. Throw them back to where they came from. But when Tegan Knox and her wobbly knees got fired, and Shotzi was forced to go on her own. I remember she had a match against Charlotte, and Charlotte, they put on a really good match, especially for their first match against each other. They did a great match. I would have loved for them to have a feud because you could tell that the chemistry was there. But after that match, Shotzi turned heel. And when she turned heel, she got rid of the tank and she kind of went on a losing streak a bit. I mean, she didn't really win any matches. I think she won her first singles match like a few weeks ago. And she turned heel, what, in like October, November? Like, girl. But I did notice when she turned heel that her wrestling ability had gone down a bit. I saw that she wasn't comfortable in the ring. She at that time she wasn't on the mic that much. But I could tell that there was potential in her because her facial expressions, the screaming in the ring, I thought there was something there, but I just felt like she wasn't putting that work in. Even when she had that one-on-one match against Sasha Banks, who is one of the greatest in the world, that match was a bit questionable to me, and it was mainly due to Shotzi. You could tell that there was something off. Then a few weeks later, I found out that her real dad, passed, and her stepdad also passed, and she was really close to both of them. Then she took a break from WWE due to it, and she was posting a lot on social media about it, and I could tell that it just affected her so much. And I felt genuinely bad for her. Then she came back, and when I tell you, her mic work was everything to me. Like, everything. She was dragging everyone from Aaliyah to Raquel to Natalia. Like, what she said to Aaliyah, she was like, girl, I shut your ass in a closet. It's not my fault you don't know how a door works, bitch. When she told Raquel that she is 6 foot of nothing, called her a stupid glamazon. I was here for it. Shotzi, I stand Shotzi. She was my girl, point blank. But I was rooting for her to win the Money in the Bank match. She was my pick. I was here for her. She had everything to be a great Money in the Bank holder. Then the ladder match came, and child, I don't know what to say. I will say, Shotzi Blackheart. I had my eyes on her the entire match. Gear wise, facial expression wise, she stood out to me. I think she has her character. She knows her character. She knows what she's supposed to. I know she knows what her character is supposed to do. When I tell you, she is that girl when it comes to her look. She's so unique that eyes just go to her. Period. Even the crowd knew it because they were screaming her name, girl. They were screaming her name. But child, the wrestling is what she really needs to work on. Because when I tell you, if she does not get her wrestling together, that will be the death of her wrestling career. Because when I tell you, if it's one thing that every wrestling fan, well, not the Diva stands, we don't talk about them, every wrestling fan agrees on, in-ring wrestling matters. The entertainment side of WWE matters, but wrestling matters. Because if you cannot wrestle, then I'm telling you, she's going to start getting the Eva Marie treatment. People are literally telling her to get fired. And I don't think my girl deserves to get fired because, girl, she's the most unique girl on SmackDown. When I tell you I think she has the potential to be the next SmackDown Women's Champion, I'm telling you she does. Period. But, girl, you need to go to the Performance Center. I'm not saying you need to go back down to NXT, but you need to go and train your ass off. You need to call Natty and Tyson and tell them and go into their back garden and do some trampoline wrestling because, girl, you need to get it together. You need to get it together. Like, I'm telling you, some of the botches in the match were not her fault. When she did the electric chair spot with Alexa Bliss, that was not her fault. The ladder literally split and she ended up falling. That was not her fault. But whoever came up with that spot in the first place, why didn't you just do a powerbomb? That way you would have been more controlled with the way that you were moving. But anyways, when you were running up the ladder to hit a DDT on Raquel and you did the slip, girl, slips happen. But I feel like in a multi-woman match, I know there's a lot happening, but that was your spot. That was like your spot for like a pop. And you failed that. And then Liv Morgan coming after and doing what she did, and she did it perfectly, it made you look bad. I'm not saying you are bad, but it made you look bad. Then the spot with the back sent onto the ladder where Becky Lynch was, that's I don't blame you for, but girl, I just need you to be more careful because I don't want you to die. You're a very pretty gal. You have a lot of character and you seem like a wonderful human being. So I would not like you to go early. I don't want you going home to Jesus just yet. Okay? So I just feel like you just need, I'm not saying she's a terrible wrestler. She just needs to go to the Performance Center and just expand her moveset and just learn to be more controlled with her ring work. Because I know she's the ballsy badass. But girl, that ballsy badass you gonna end up dead or someone else gonna end up dead, girl. You can be a ballsy badass but still be controlled and choreographed and know what you're about to do. But I'm telling you, that match, child, Shotzi, I just want you to come back from this stronger. I saw that she made a post and she was like really upset about it and she started crying. I'm like, yo, don't cry. Just use what everyone is saying and just do better. Like, I don't know why more of these wrestlers aren't like Dua Lipa. You know how everyone was like dragging Dua Lipa for her dancing? And then a year later, she's like, came back with like the best choreo in the world, girl, and the best music in the world. Like, you need to do just like that. People are dragging you now. Work harder, and you show people, and they're going to come back, and they're going to rally behind you. Because honestly, I think you should be champion. You deserve to be champion. But I don't think you should be champion until you do a little bit of practicing. Some of these wrestlers, they start off great, and then they just don't continually practice. And it just messes them up. But I also understand that her mental state isn't in the best place right now because she lost someone so close to her. But I feel like you should just take time off and just take a break and just breathe. But also understand when you lose someone, you don't want to take a break because you just think about it constantly. So you want to keep yourself busy. But girl, you got to just take that time to work on yourself mentally and physically. This is the nicest video I've ever done for anyone. But I want you to do better, girl. Yeah.